You ever watched a monkey fuck a football? You're about to. Yo, what's up, guys? It's Hackery Garage back with another one. So the last thing you guys saw, I was fixing up the trailer here, and it's been like 2 weeks and I haven't touched it. That changes today. I just got off work. It's dark as shit, but it's not freezing. It's not raining. It's time to get to work. So on this episode, I want to try to get the passenger side stake that I was fucking with before. That whole bed side, I want to get that finished up, and possibly get the other fender put on as well. Let's see what time it's almost 6 o'clock, so my neighbors don't hate me yet. Let's see if we can rectify that situation. Alrighty, so there it is, just as we saw it before. It's a little wet and a little shiny. I just got done power washing my work truck. I dropped some cars off at the wrecking yard, which is odd for me. I usually pick cars from the wrecking yard, but my truck was dirty, so I power washed it. No broom, no shovel, or no brush, no soap or nothing, because down and dirty. But I just got the pressure washer out, and the trailer was pretty fucking gross, so I decided to power wash that too. So that's the driver's side. I like the driver's side. It'll wobble like that. Passenger side's no bueno. So I still have to put the other sleeve in here. It'll go onto this one down here. That's the big fat boy. I'll weld that up on there. So in order to do that, we gotta break those wheels off. So I'll pull the wheel off and get started. Alrighty, so first step. Probably should be to get some fucking light, so I can see what the fuck I'm doing. But we'll blast these lug nuts loose. I don't know why these bolts are so long. Whoever put those on must have been fucking pissed. Alright. There you can see my wheel spacers. Just a couple of them. Nothing fancy. Just a couple wheel spacers. We're gonna throw those back on. Whenever I pull a wheel off, if I'm going to be working on it for a while, I like to put the lug nuts back on so that should I move the wheel, or some people like to rest them on the wheel. If you rest them on the wheel, the fucking lug nuts go flying. I like to put those back on, especially with the wheel spacers. Now the wheel spacers won't come off. So, next step, now that I've thoroughly washed everything, and everything's fucking soaking wet, will be to clean this up so I can weld to it. We'll grab the desk wheel. Ooh, it's got a flap disc already. Winning. Saves me a step. Stitching cord, which is all nice and wet from the power washer. Doobie 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 doo. All right. So, with the bedside already on, I know where it's going to go. So I'm going to dime some paint. I can't see a fucking thing. Good enough for who it's for. Ugh. Welder's powered on, or is plugged in from last time. Ooh. This way. Let's bring you folks over here so you can see what's going on. So, Jesus. So if you didn't watch last episode, I take the straight piece of the 3/4 inch and I cut it to about 8-ish inches. And on the middle one, it has a little extra something welded on there. So it takes up more slack. The outside tube doesn't really matter. This one does. The issue I see maybe I put it in backwards. Hold please. All right, we're back. It still wobbles pretty much a lot. And I know that no matter what I do with that, it's still gonna wobble. So I'm wondering if side to side is not gonna matter, forward and back isn't gonna matter. I'm wondering how the fuck the other one got so damn tight. And why this one is not going to be that way. So, I guess what we can do then is we can I'll clean this up with the flap disc, and then once it's cleaned up with the flap disc, then I will try and tack it in place and see if it still rocks when it's welded. If it still rocks, then I'll come up with plan B. What is plan B? I don't know. I just realized you can't see my face at all. Probably for the best. I'm not really what you'd want to look at all the time. Alright, since I really don't know how much I need to take off material-wise, because, you know, I don't measure things around these parts, I just took off what I felt comfortable with. Man, I can really use a fucking hammer right now. Overkill? Perfect. I don't believe I need a 4-pound sledge when, you know, oh, death blow will work. A little all feet with it. I wonder. I'm trying to go to this piece, which is pushing it in. I think that's why it's rocking. If I come to this piece down here, it's not going to rock as much. So Let's just weld it to that instead. Thank you. Uh-oh. So then, the thing to worry about with this is, so that's the trailer. If I put it in with the flat stock that's welded in on that side, it just falls right in. The whole trailer bedside just falls right over. If I put it like that, it makes it a little tighter. Since I believe that's what we're looking for, that's what we'll do. We'll put it like that. All right, let's try a different angle, see if maybe that'll work. I can kind of see what we're up against. That's what I was going to try and weld it before, but it's sunken in by like almost an 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. So what I'm going to do instead, see how it's nice and stiff going that way? It's kind of what you want. You put it like that, it's not doing a whole lot of good. So push it like that. So it's just a little higher. I'll pull it away so it sits up. I'll tack weld it and see how it looks. If it wants to hold that way, I figure if I go like pull it, but I let go, it wants to fold over. When I pull it, it makes this sit flush, which is kind of more what I'm looking for. Once this sits flush, then I'll know that's what I'm looking for. So, let's drag the welder out. See if we can't burn this shit in. You stay classy, Sacramento. Alright. Shit, that's a lot better than it was. I think if I pull it all the way over, it lines up. Yeah, it looks flush, which is what I'm after. So we'll try that.
You get that fender aligned yet?
Fuck, I wish I had my helmet. Ooh. Swing and a miss. I really wish I had my hood.
I want me to grab it for you?
Nah, fuck it. Not like it needs to look pretty. There we go. still fucking wobbles. There's just not a whole lot we can do about it, I guess. Fuck it, let's burn it in. This goddamn new Fitbit watch is the worst fucking thing ever. If I get it too tight, then I can't breathe. It fucking fucks with my wrist. If I get it too loose, it pops off all the time. If I fucking rest it on something, it pops off. Hate it. Oh, imagine that. You put light on the actual project, you can see what the fuck you're doing. A concept. Weather's running fucking phenomenal right now. Oh, it's because it's still cranked up from when I welded the wheel studs in. That'll do it. I had to say it was running good, didn't I? I had to fucking say it, didn't I? Like I got one fucking weld left. Really? You can't cooperate for one more fucking rub? I had to say something, didn't I? One more. One more. One more. Call that good enough for who it's for? Here's something I hadn't thought about until just now. What if I should have mocked that up with a wheel on there to verify that it's not going to rub on that and be an issue? It shouldn't, since it didn't rub on the gate itself or the side itself. It should be okay. But me and should be, we don't get along. I like to fuck things up a lot. Measure 3 times, cut once, measure again, realize you're wrong, cut twice, measure again, cut again. Jesus. Another good reason to put the lug nuts on when you store them, if you're going to be welding, is so that you don't fuck up the beginning of this thread. Because once the nut is on there, you can ramrod a fucking ratchet or impact or use a die on it. It'll be alright. If you can't start it, man, you are fucked. Miles of room. Miles of room. Still wobbles, but I have a game plan for that actually. So that one I just got done welding. That one. Doesn't move so much. That one is tack welded there, 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 and there. But because it's tack welded there and there, and those two spots there, it's so high up that the fulcrum point is so high, there's no real movement there. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move these so that it'll kind of wedge itself in there. Because this one only has an inch, this one's got a lot of wiggle room. So I'm gonna finish welding this one up. Once this one's welded up, then I will try beating on it some more. That moved. That one did not. Well, I guess let's see what it does. We will put the stake side on and see if that's going to make it not wobble. I may end up having to smack the front one forward or sideways to the left, the other one to the right. That way it's a little stiffer, but this back one moved quite a bit. So I'm hoping that'll be enough to make it hold where I want it to. But when I tapped it outward, and so it's going to push it towards the fender, which is not the way I wanted it to go. So we'll see what happens. You ever watched a monkey fuck a football? You're about to. Two and three ain't bad, right? That might actually be worse. The middle just flops and breathes. The other side is so good. My other side is just not. So, oh. We'll try something else. Take this one here, the rear one, and bring it out and backward so that hopefully it's a little tighter in here. I'm hoping the outside will be enough to do that, but I may have to modify the middle one somehow. Which sucks because, I just have been loving that. Monkey football. Fuck. I think I'm onto something because it's in the rear, it's in the middle. The wall is a little, but it is a mile away from the front. So, try the front, middle, and the rear is just a little too far back. Monkey football. Fuck it. It's good enough for who it's for. Passenger side. I'm going to call that good enough. Mostly because I'm tired of fucking with this project. And in all reality, I'm going to be using this as a tie down. And as I pull it over to the side to tie something down, it's not going to move very much. So next step is going to be to grab the other fender, and I cut it off there and there, and 645, I'm going to pull the sides off. I'm going to pull this side off so that I can actually get in here a little better. Probably pull the wheel off as well. And once the side is off and wheels off, I can get in a little better, tighter. I'm going to grind it into grind an edge off. Same thing on the fender. That way, then when it lines up, it will. I'll have something to weld to, and it won't just be a butt weld or a surface weld. I'll actually have some strength and tension to it. So full disclosure, I used to be a professional welder. A couple times actually in my life. And I never actually was what I would call good at MIG welding. I was sufficient. But around Hackery Garage, I just like things to work. You know me, function over form. It's my MO. I'm proud of these welds. I'm gonna show these ones off. So we're gonna start with the ugly of the two. This is the front. Didn't have a whole lot of lighting. Couldn't quite see where I was going, so it's not the straightest, but for the channel, the V that I had, and not doing a root pass like you're supposed to, that came out looking all right. I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that one at all. But the star of the show. Oi! Man, working in the dark by yourself while holding the flashlight? Fuck, that's hot. This shit's for the birds. So, that one came out looking pretty fucking good. For flux core, no root, just a straight filling up the V-notch. Doesn't look too bad. I'll take that as a win. So, with that, next step is to put the side back on. And once the side is on, I can put lights on this fucker. And once the lights are on it, I think I can use a trailer. Means I can go pick up parts. Which means now I can go pick up motors, transmissions. This might have been a bad idea. Or a good idea, depending on how you look at it. I don't need more motors, transmissions. I have a spare 4L80 for the El Camino. I do not have a spare LS engine yet. I do plan on getting one, acquiring one. I'm thinking about, there's a couple things I'm thinking about with the El Camino's engine, but I don't truly need one right now. And I think the next major project I want to tackle is the Nova. The Nova needs brakes. It doesn't need exhaust. It wants exhaust. So yeah, I think that'll be the next project we tackle. Next major project. Unless, of course, something crazy comes up, because I'm always on Marketplace. It's my home away from home. So we're going to throw the side back on this, verify it all works, and then see if I have bolts for the lights. I think I remember having long bolts, and I didn't want long bolts. And I think I took the long bolts because I wanted to keep the long bolts for another project, and now I have no bolts. May have to go to Ace Hardware. We'll figure something out. Well, it wobbles, it wiggles. I guess that the other side does too. It's just, this one makes noise, I guess. It is what it is. But it's got both sides on. Both sides are done. Fender is on. I feel like this tire sticks out further than the other one. Did I grind material off the fender? No. I think it sticks out. Maybe it sticks out a little more than the other side, but I'm in a bit of a pickle. The driver's side fender, which is the one I cut off, and I just reattaching it. It seems like that tire sticks out maybe a 1/4 inch more to a 1/2 inch more. I have 2 wheel spacers on either side. I wonder if I should run one on the driver's side, the one that seems like the tire sticks out, or if I'm overanalyzing this and I'm trying to make something look pretty. This is why I don't make things look pretty. It's not my MO. That tire rolls. That fender does fender things. It keeps rocks and debris from flying around. It's good enough. We're gonna leave it alone. Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone because it's just good enough. So, next step here, next project I want to do on this is I want to make this a little less fucky. I'll end up running just a straight piece of steel across, top to bottom, and then put a piece of 1/2 inch pipe or 3/8 pipe or something in there. And once that's done, get rid of all of these washers. I'll probably get new bolts to it as well, and make that not look so fucky. Just because that irritates me. There's the bow and the A-frame of the trailer, not a problem. That part that does absolutely fuck all nothing, that bugs me. But man, that tire does stick out a little bit more than the other one, doesn't it? I'm not gonna lie, that does kind of bother me. Because it's not even, you don't even see any of the tread on this side. But on this one you can. Man, that's gonna bother me. That fender thing is gonna drive me up a wall. I'm gonna leave it for the night. I'm gonna stew on it, think about it. Probably sit on it for a couple weeks because I haven't touched this trailer in a couple of weeks. And then we'll go from there. For the meantime, that's gonna do it for me tonight, guys. It's, what time is it? What time is it? It's about 7 o'clock, so it only took me about an hour or so. And sometimes it's all it takes, just an hour worth of work to get your shit done. So I've been waiting on this project for 2 weeks because I'm like, oh, that fender's gonna fight me. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna make that thing fucking work. It's gonna have moved. I'm gonna have to modify this. I'm gonna do this, and that. That's what happens, guys. Things get in your head. You start overcomplicating things, and when you finally just say, fuck it, bite the bullet and do it, it ain't that fucking bad. Dude, it took me an hour. And that's with moving the fucking phone camera around, trying to get better angles, trying to find lighting, trying to do things kind of the rightish way. Like, just go out and do stuff, guys. It was nothing for me tonight to go do that. Had my son's buddy Jack come out and help. He held the fender for me while I tack welded it in. Dude, that was nothing. That was easy. I expected this project to take me fucking hours. I expected it to be like, well, guys, I got the side done. The fender's kind of in place, and yeah, I expected all sorts of doom and gloom, and fuck, man, that was easy. So don't be afraid to go out and tackle projects. Things you think might be difficult, you might just get out there and go, fuck, this was easy. And once you get those easy ones in your belt, you start to build some self-esteem. Once you get that self-esteem in the garage, there's nothing you can't do, man. The floors in the El Camino were a huge project. I've never done floors. I've never welded any patch panels or rust before, and I didn't really do any research. I just said, well, this is what needs to be done. Fucking do it. And I just got done getting the El Camino, the LS and the 4L80 kind of in place, and that was kind of a big win. I had some self-esteem under my belt, and I was like, well, if I can do that, I can do this. I know how to weld. I know how to cut. Fuck it, it's not hard. And I did it. It's not pretty, but it's done. You won't fall through the floor, and there's no fucking Flintstones going on. That's all because I just said, fuck it, I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this. I don't have another option, so I'm going to go fucking do it. So, go out in the garage. Go do something. Attempt something. If you fuck it up, well, that's what the internet's for. Be like, hey, I bought this car and it has this problem. You don't have to tell me you fucked it up. I bought it that way. It's great for the internet. The internet doesn't have to know shit. I'm trying to avoid rambling. This ending has been 3.5 minutes already, so I'm gonna leave you with this. Don't get it right, get it running, like Freiberger says. Function over form, like I always say. Go get your project going. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to work. That fender, it's gonna drive me nuts. But in a couple weeks when I'm towing something with it, I'll be like, fuck that fender. That fender works fine. Fuck it. So, go get your project. Go get it going. Go get it running. Go get it moving. Go get it doing what it's supposed to do. A project that sits around becomes a butt of all your buddies' jokes. Fuck your buddies' jokes. Go make your project work. I'm out. Monkey football. Fuck it. It's good enough for who it's for.